I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance,
Good
dance,
afternoon,
dance.
everyone. Good afternoon, Jova. Good afternoon, beauties. My name is Wasim, and I'm a beauty squad member, and I'm a professional makeup artist. And I have my beautiful model, former OG beauty squad member. Her name is Basi. I recently just connected with her, and we become like proper twinsies. So I'm gonna focus on maximizing your makeup, maximizing specifically Smudge eyeshadow palette, our lip gloss, as well as blusher. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with. Can you see this beautiful canvas? It's completely prepped. I've cleaned the skin. I've removed all the former makeup. She is very upset with me that I removed the makeup. My girl, don't worry, I have your back. I removed it for her. I prepped it with. This has become my honest favorite. It's the Sorbet Sun Protection SPF 50. This product has so much glow. I use this in my kit on a regular basis. It's really amazing. I used the matte finishing stick. This is more of your contour color that I used on her. And then I used the color Toast in the 12-hour long way. So it's fine to mix foundations together in order for you to get a matte surrounding and a beautiful glowy silhouette. I've used a brightening powder, which is pretty the lightest powder on the lower planes of her face. So I placed it on her eyes, on the top, on the nose, at the bottom, and on the side as well. If you can turn the face to the side for me, if you can see there's a bit of a bronzer tone. I use the bronzer color, which is, I can't seem to find where it is, so I can show you guys exactly what it is. And I use that to contour, and then I let it set. So as you can see, the skincare is still pushing through, and that is initially what I want. Okay, so we're going to start off with the eyeshadow palette. So I had a look, and I wanted something that is very, very versatile for any and everyone to use, and a palette that we can maximize to its fullest potential. So I have the Smudge 15 color eyeshadow, and if you can have a look, there's warm and cool tones. Okay, so what do I mean by warm and cool tones? If a tone is warm, it means there's a lot more red in it, and if a tone is cool, there's a lot more blue in it. So if you tend to find foundations are a bit too orange, get a color corrector with a color blue just to like even out the tone. Sometimes we're a bit dark and a bit lighter, whether it's summer, whether it's winter. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the highlighter color over the whole lid. So that's going to create a beautiful blank canvas in order for me to create a bit of definition in the eyes. So I prefer using at least 2 to 3 brushes on the eyes. So far, does anybody have any questions? Any questions? No questions so far? Please don't be shy.
I
That's
have
okay.
a question.
You have a question.
Sorry. So I'm also not too clued up about like styling my eye. If I want like to have a nice simple layered look, what shade should I start with before going into the color or yeah?
I would usually start off with any sort of brown. So any brown warm tone will create a contour around the eye, and then you can bold and add any color to complement that color. So I would definitely start with brown, hence why this palette is very brown. So when it comes to eyes, people get very intimidated, like, how many colors do I use? There's so many colors in this palette. Use 2 primary colors. So use a lighter shade and 1 deeper shade just to create some definition in your crease. So I'm going to add a little bit of a lighter shade on the ball of the eye and on just underneath your brows. Key thing with eyeshadow is bold it. Bold your eyeshadow. Allow your eyes to, how do I put this? Don't just go in with your brush and go in dab, dab, dab and go in directly in, because what that happens is there's so much product on your brush that in essence is going to mess everything up. So tap some off and gradually build. Once you have done that, I'm going to go in with a contour color which is more of a darker tone. So if I'm looking at a skin tone and I don't want to go too dark, I can go the in-between brown. So I would definitely go for a color like that to start off with. You can always go into the darker color inside of your crease to create even more definition. Are you guys still with me? Go ahead. Key thing when using eyeshadow on a brush, try and only get the tip of your brush covered with eyeshadow and not your whole brush. And the reason for that is once you go into the eye, close your eye for me. Once you go into the eye, there's only eyeshadow on the tip of your brush. And preferably go in blending it in circular motions. So I'm going to start off corner of your crease and gradually think you guys can do that? Is it achievable? I think you can. Great. Go with the exact same color through to the other eye. Close your eyes for me. And note that there's a very little amount of product on this brush. It's not a lot. And if you notice, the lighter shade of your eyeshadow shows off that darker shade so well. And if you don't have that lighter shade, it's just not going to show up as predominant as you want it to be. Right, so now if I'm going to take it up a notch, that's just a basic contour. So now I'm going to add a bit more definition to where her lash line comes out, and that's going to create a bit more drama. So I'm going to be using a flat brush. A flat brush should just give easy precision for me to just dab onto the eye and not really like focus on rubbing the product around. So I'm going to go in with my deeper shade, which is my darkest brown. Close your eyes for me. And I'm just going to focus on where the lashes comes out. Almost like where you put a liquid liner. And again, build that onto each other. Don't go in with a lot of amount of product. Don't be afraid to just definitely go in. Close your eyes for me. I'm going to try and keep it short and quick. I have a bit more work to do. Close your eyes for me. And then what I'm going to do, whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to go into the under area of your lash line. So look up for me. So what I'm doing is I'm just matting whatever I did on top to what I'm doing at the bottom. Any questions so far? No questions?
We have a question over
We have a
there.
question?
Sometimes we tend to stick to what we know, so like if it's a smoky eye or something. What are some trendy things we should try out?
Something other than a smoky eye, specifically eyeshadow. I would say liner. Everybody's eyes are very different. So I like to, can I come closer? So looking at your eyes, I would say do like an underline color. So if you were to apply your color underneath your eyes, if I have time, I'll actually do it for you. But pop a bit of color just underneath, and all that you need is underline color under your eyes, and that's gonna make it even pop. That's the easiest way to do an eyeshadow look, just under eye. I promise you, promise you.
Sorry, Wasim, you went a bit closer to say that the eye, because of the eye she has.
Yes, because of the eye
explain
shape.
What is because we don't have the same eyelids and eye.
Okay,
So,
so-
well, maybe some of us have the same what.
So she has a deep set eye, which means that once you apply eyeshadow, it tends to get lost. And you don't get to see it. So now you're applying your shadow, you're applying your shadow, and it's just not showing. Like looking at your eye, there's an open area for me to apply shadow, where she has a bit more deep set. So most deep set people, if you apply a little bit of color underneath your eyes, it really makes the world a difference.
All right,
Got that.
I see we've got another question. Thank you, Wasim. I'm coming to you. I saw a hand up here.
Hi. For people who have hooded eyes, what should we avoid doing on our eyes just to make them seem more smaller?
Liquid liner. Stay away from liquid liner. Try and only do, if you want to do a liquid liner, try and only do a wing on the end, and don't go all the way around the eye, because that tends to make it a lot smaller.
You said for people who have what?
Eyes.
Hooded eyes.
Hooded eyes.
Hooded.
Yes.
Oh, I'm learning. You heard, if you have hooded eyes, I don't. What is hooded eyes, Wasim? Will I get to the next question?
She has hooded eyes.
Can you explain to us, because some of us, like,
There's not enough space to apply any sort of eyeshadow. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
When I was growing up in 1970 something, there was a rule of light up, meaning that you start with the darker one and then lighter one at the bottom, at the top. That rule, what has replaced that rule?
I wouldn't say it's replaced, I would say it's switched around. So everybody's steps in makeup application is very different. I tend to find that me applying the lighter shade first and then going into the dark makes it easier for me to blend the two colors together. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in again with the lighter shade and just run it in between colors so I can marry the two together, if that answers your question. Does it? Right.
Hello.
More questions?
Which eyeshadow colors would you say someone with extremely dark eyes should avoid?
Should avoid.
Yeah.
So that's a difficult one. For me, when it comes to rules and staying away, if you have dark eyes, you can wear any color. Probably, honestly, any color. It's how you apply that color. Say, for example, if you have an issue with wearing black, it's the amount of black you apply in your eye, not a full-on, like, big smoky eye, but a soft, smoky eye to complement your eye, if it makes sense. But please don't be afraid of color. I love color.
I've noticed that blue goes very well with dark brown eyes.
It does. Any other questions? Are we good?
but I'm sure you can carry on while we have any other questions.
Okay, great. So focusing on maximizing this palette, that is what we're here for. I'm going to use the darker shade. I'm going to look at the brows, and the brows already as full as it is. So I'm going to just focus on the end of a brow. Many of us, if we have a full brow, and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to use anything to fill it up, just focus on the small little empty gaps and spaces. You don't have to fill the brow in completely. So I'm going to use the darker shade. And this is a cool brown, which I love using. I love using cool browns. There's no red or no orange in this color. So what I like doing is, when I apply the color on my hand, on the brush, I like to work it into my hand. And what that does is, it gives me more control of the amount of product I'm using. And I'm using very light strokes. The amount of pressure you apply on your face makes a world of difference. If you're applying a lot of hard pressure, you're depositing too much product on your skin, and that initially just won't pay off as much. So again, I'm going in very lightly. Can you see the difference? And I literally am not filling in the rest of the brow. If I want to, I can just go in and lightly touch it, just so that I marry the two sides of the brow together, and that should be okay. Right, brows are done. We're going to move over. Any questions around brows? Do you have any brows questions? No brows questions? I feel like brows is so important. It frames your whole face. I feel like if your brows are on point, if your makeup is not makeuping so well, if your lips aren't lipping so well, I think you're having a good day. Am I right or am I wrong, guys?
I have
Right.
a question, Wasim, but you can
Yeah.
continue. It's
Yeah.
about brows. So I don't know, brows with me, it's like the one is looking fine, the other, it's like, it's not brother and sister, it's like cousin and sister. So I then got myself a stencil, but it's still not working. Then at the end, like, the shaping is just not working. So how would you advise for us to go about shaping our brows? Because sometimes, you can shape it, yes, with the concealer, assist us, but like something simpler for those of us who are not really professionals when it comes
Okay.
to makeup.
I will say that the thing that is very beneficial when doing your eyebrows is your tool. So what you are using to fill your brows is very important. You can be using a thick brush and putting it on and you're just not getting the finish, painting it on. Whereas I will recommend using a very fine brow pencil.
Okay.
That gives you space to kind of like room to make a mistake. So you can go in there, define the brow, and really take your time to finesse your brow. Whereas using a larger product or your tool will just not pay it off. That answers your question?
Yes, it does.
It
It
does.
does. Any other questions? Yes, you see, the browsing is giving more questions. Yes.
So, for those of us that aren't well versed with a pencil, what brow, what brow tool would you recommend?
Come and show you.
Excuse me, my brows look nice. Please calm down. Yeah.
Okay, so preferably an angled brush.
Yeah.
Okay? If you do not have an angled brush, go to an art store and get yourself the thinnest, flattest brush as possible. The thinner the brush, the better. The more control you have over your application. So if you have yeah. So does that kind of like answer your question?
Yes,
As fine as possible, and that will give you way better control over how you apply it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure, because I do use an angled brush, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit bigger.
And
Well,
a bit
not too big,
thicker,
but
but thicker.
slightly thicker.
Slightly thicker. So what I do is if I find you have a brush like that, try and like trim the sides off so it kind of like looks like that.
Okay.
A bit of an angle, if
Okay.
it makes sense. Like
Yeah.
like you just says, and slightly trim it because the thinner the end of the brush, the better your strokes for your brows.
Okay. And then last question, with powder,
Yeah.
what's the best shade to use? Do you use the same shade as your, or do you go?
You see, that's a tricky one.
It's controversial.
That's very controversial. A lot of people prefer to be lighter. Some prefer to be more bronzed. So I would say do your skin tone, preferably, and then go in with your bronzer tone because that creates a contour. If you want, you can use both colors. You're darker for your contour and a bit lighter for under your eyes and just above the plane just to give a bit of brightness to the skin.
All right.
So does it answer your question? That's very controversial though. It's a
I
tricky
was asking
one.
about the brow color.
The brow color.
Yeah.
Preferably use a cooler tone. So when I say cooler tone, nothing that has any oranges in or any reds in it.
Okay.
Does the color tone?
Yeah.
So come and show you what the cool tone looks like. So that's a cool tone. It's more of a gray. So you can use that to contour as well. I'm going to use it to contour as well. That is more, where's the light? Can you see that's warm?
Yes.
Because it has red in there.
Okay.
That's cool. That's why I would definitely recommend this
the darker
palette.
ones are cooler.
Sorry?
The darker.
The
colours
darker ones are cooler, but that's cool as well.
Okay.
That's cool as well. So if you have a bit for more fair skin, you're
Yeah.
more than welcome to use those colors.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Great pleasure. Okay, moving on to our blusher. So Smudge has a blush duo. Can we give a little bit of energy and happiness for this blusher? Because I feel like it is two products in one, guys. Smudge is so cost effective. It's so well priced. And yeah, let's just see what it does. Let's come and show you. Okay, so I'm using the palette again. So before I go in with the blush, turn to the side for me, I'm going to give her a soft contour. So I'll probably go with the medium shade. That's dark, light, and that's medium. Can everybody see? On the side? Can you see how light my strokes was? I'm not pushing hard, I'm not giving too much pressure. Other side for me? And try and stay like just within this area. Don't go around creating all funny shapes. Try and follow the natural shape of your cheeks. Like literally you can feel your bone. Touch yourself and feel your bone and be like, okay, that's where it goes. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'm just gonna like blend it out.
So I have a question.
Yes, question.
With regards to your blush, right? I can see you're going here. How do you know where to end? I know you end by your hairline, but like, what if you're going on and on and on and on and
Okay,
on?
that's for me personally. I always thought that you place blush where you would naturally flush, and where you naturally flush is in the center of your cheek, which is just here. That's where you naturally blush. Lightly take whatever's left on your blush and brush it up, meaning the area over here shouldn't be too pink or too blushed up, if it makes sense, because it looks a little bit unnatural. I don't know if you guys tried that before.
And
On
then
to
my
you.
second question.
Okay, second question.
We can continue, no problem. With regards to blush, right? There's different types or rather colors.
Yeah.
How do you know which color is for you? Because for the longest of time, I used like a bit of red, and then I heard that it washes me out. And then over time, I was actually told that like a floral orange blush works. So what is the key to finding the right blush for your skin tone?
Okay, so for me, the safest blush tone for medium, dark, and deep skin tones is your shade of orange. So whether it's a terracotta, whether it's a lighter orange, whether it's a medium orange, whether it's a dark orange can work beautifully on deep tone skin tones. And a terracotta would work beautiful on medium to light skin tones. Have you guys experienced any of that?
I have.
Not really, have you?
I've got a
You have-
question.
yeah.
Sorry, there's this trend now where, hey, we're blushing.
We're
like,
blushing.
Very red. You know, like, is it something we all should go for? Because sometimes, I know this sounds weird, sometimes, you know, we be looking like clowns, where it's just too pink, the concealer's here, but wow.
So I'm gonna respond by telling you that that trend is influencer based. It's very much trend based. So what an image and makeup looks like on your phone versus in real life is two different worlds. I always say that. I say things can look amazingly on camera, but if you come into the real world, I prefer to use colors that's a lot softer and complements your skin versus an overpowering of color on the skin, whether it's on your lips or your cheek or your eyes.
All
Does that
right.
answer your question?
Yes, it did. It did. It
Great.
did. All right.
Alrighty, moving on to the blush.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so we have a blush, and I'm going to use the same brush. I like to use the same brushes over and over. So I'm just going to take off a little bit of that bronzer color, and I'm going to go in with the pink blush. So there's a lot of pink on here. Again, just brush that off so you have more control. Turn to the side. So where I want to place the blush is above the contour and just slightly underneath where that highlighter color is. That is where I want to place the blush. Okay, look straight ahead for me. So I'm going to base it in the center. Okay, so whatever's left on the brush, I'm going to sweep it up. And again, guys, build your makeup up. It's just one application. You can go in for a second and a third layer.
At least this Christmas, they're gonna see a new us. Not gonna look like throwbacks. The blush is going to be placed correctly. The eyeshadow is going to be eyeshadowing.
Wing.
And the wing
Are going to be winging.
You know what I mean?
So if you want to be more trendy and be a little more fun with your blusher, I will take the blush, close your eye, and I will take it through just underneath your brow. Same thing on the other side. And what that does is that just lifts your face a bit more.
Is it giving Botox?
Johnny is getting Botox
honey.
Cheap alternative.
without the injection.
Snatched.
All right, blush is on, but I'm not done yet. So now there's a defined difference between the blusher and the highlighter and your bronzer. So I'm going to marry the two together. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a clean brush and I'm just going to softly blend the two colors together. Look up for me. And please clean your brushes at home. I'm pretty sure there's some sneaky looking brushes in those makeup kits. And am I right or am I wrong? A little hack with cleaning your brushes. Use Sunlight soap, the original green bar. The best. The best. Okay? Yeah, is it? Okay, guys, blush is on. Do you guys have any questions around the blusher?
Any questions?
Any questions? We good?
Are you sure you're good? Because I don't want this Christmas when I see your pictures on Instagram. Sure.
Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the lips and the gloss. Before I move on to the gloss, again, I'm going to go in with this palette. And for those girlies that do not have a lip liner, we shall be using this for a lip liner. Watch. So I'm going to use the same brow brush. I'm going to try and go in, looking at the lips, I would try to go in with the medium brown. I don't want to go in too dark because it's going to give a bit too much of a contour. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of a lighter shade. And I'm going to literally just line her lips. And to make this liner last longer, set it with some powder. And then you go over it. But I'll show you now.
So normally, how long should this look take for us who, what was the word again, who are not well versed when it comes to makeup?
So the question?
Like how long should this look take for those of us who are not very professional when it comes to makeup?
I'm gonna say take your time. Like
your
don't
time.
speed. If anything, it's your face is what you put out in the world. So don't go in a rush. You can rush everything else, but don't rush your face.
Yes.
Like focus. Focus on your skincare. Number one, I'm a big lover of skincare, which means that you use a lot less makeup. The reason why I'm a big skincare and prep person is that makeup is designed to dry your skin out. Because remember, if this is going to be a matte foundation, what must matte lock onto? Some sort of moisture. So if there's no moisture pump into the skin, it's just going to be even more dry or flakier. Got that?
Yes.
Okay, contouring the lip.
Wow, girl, you are glowing.
She's glowing.
Honey, we should have done it before and after, but you're still beautiful either way.
Thank you.
So,
I mean, that's how you're Beauty Squad member.
so
Oh,
just,
sorry.
no stress, go ahead.
Thank you.
Just to touch base on how many times I've used this eyeshadow palette on her brows, onto her eyes, onto her contour, now onto her lips. Can you see how I'm maximizing this product? Happiness. Now, I'm going to go into, this is like the gloss of all glosses. I'm not just saying this because I'm standing in front and I'm doing a smudge makeup gloss, but this is the girly everybody should have. Right? That's that we are standing by with our gloss. So I'm going to show you a way how you can maximize using a clear gloss and make any lip color possible. Again, using this palette.
Okay.
Any questions? You know?
No questions. We don't even have time.
Just Just the lip. Ah, time's up. Oh, I
Yes.
wanted to show you the lippy, guys.
But you can quickly-
Can I quickly show you the lip? Quickly.
Quickly,
Can I?
quickly,
Okay,
quickly.
okay.
Okay, quickly, because our time is up.
Just hold it for me. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of the pigment of this eyeshadow. So I'm going to use this beautiful pink.
Don't worry, because you are so well listening on your way out.
There we have some pigment, right? A little bit of this gloss.
Oh, I can close this, right?
You can close it. Thank you. Mix it together. For this purpose, I'm going to use my finger, guys. Use your fingers. It melts the product so well into the skin. Right? So that's eyeshadow and gloss.
Imagine, we didn't know. Now you can mix your eyeshadow, give it a bit of gloss. You've got a lip gloss. What? A shade gloss.
A shady gloss.
A shady gloss.
Because that's literally what gloss is. It's pigment that's fitted in with gloss.
All
Huh?
right. And then once you're done with the lips, we're done.
We have a quick spot prize. Do we have time to give away a prize?
What is the quick? What is the question?
The question would be, give me like a life hack. What do you use in your day-to-day makeup process that's a hack?
They didn't hear.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
So for me, that's a hack. When I don't have brow gel, I just use a little bit of shea butter, unrefined shea butter.
I've never tried that before. I'll definitely try that. Give her a round of applause, guys. Anybody tried that? We have a prize winner.
Chum, where's the prize, Chum?
Where's the prize, Chomi? I was told there's prizes.
Well, okay.
We
It's at the
can
back.
get you
Okay,
a prize.
it's at
We'll
the
get you a prize.
All right, thank you so much. Are we done?
We are done.
We're done. Thank you so much. Give it up for us.
I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now and dance, dance, dance. I just wanna have fun, clap my hands, turn around now.